Welcome to my hair. Welcome to my hair. Yeah, my hair's gotten a lot longer.
What do you mean a lot? That is double the size. Okay,
we're going to do this.
Wait, what? Okay.
3, 2. Hello.
And welcome to the PamfCast. It's been a year.
Over a year now. It's actually like slightly worrying.
And we're back.
Jamie and I haven't actually talked since the last one. It's great.
Yeah. We never used to talk. See, the true story behind the PamfCasts were we'd record them and then just never see each other.
You know the way, like, if someone's in jail and you come and visit them, there's just a screen? That's what the PamfCasts are. If we're not doing this, we're not talking. Basically,
Exactly.
one of us is in jail, guess who?
And I know all of you are so happy that we are back, right, Cian?
3 of you?
No, we have 3. We have 3 subscribers. Thanks, guys. Yeah.
Thanks, Mom.
Wait, do you think that anyone
It's just my 2
from
moms. Sorry, continue.
We're back. Do you think anyone who used to watch the old ones will watch this one?
Yes, and they'll be very surprised. And
That we're back?
Well, yeah, and also that we've disheveled into this, like, burning husk that we are.
Exactly. You know what we should do, right? There's going to be a lot more editing in these new PamfCasts, so we're going to cut to the last PamfCast to show us now and see
Look
an
at this
entire year. Growth. All right. Go.
Track at this point. I am Cian, that is...
Jamie, that's me.
He occasionally shows up to things we do. This man...
And we're back.
Oh, fuck you.
What were you saying?
This man did a year of editing and is like, look at all this editing.
Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking put a unicorn rainbow here. Do it, bitch.
It's done. It's done.
Iron Man blast? I don't know.
Done. Right there. You're going to see this and you're going to be like, oh my god, the commitment that the seriousness Jamie is taking this time around.
Because I had the Adobe, because I did games design, so I had the Adobe package. And I did mess around with, what's this software called again?
Audacity?
No, the video editing one.
Premiere.
Premiere, thank you. So I actually messed around with it. It's not as bad as I thought it was. But that's because I had a year of Photoshop, and the tools are very similar.
Similar, yeah. See, I did a course this year where we weren't allowed to use Premiere. We had to use Avid. It is the worst.
Did you not have the, Creative Cloud?
We did, but we were forced to use Avid when making movies, and that was the point of doing the course. So the problem was...
Fair enough.
So our main teacher who was in charge of film was saying, no, you're not allowed to use Premiere. You have to use the industry standard of RTE, which is Avid.
To be fair, that is we were made to use industry standard stuff, and you're going, this is dumb. Can we not do this? It was
horrible. It is the slowest editing software I've ever used, but we were forced to do it.
You got good experience, that's all I'll say.
No.
It is weird. So we did 2 very similar-ish courses. Yeah. We got into 2 linked colleges. Mm-hmm. I sent Jamie a lot of harassment. He didn't respond to any of it, but whatever.
Yeah, true.
Actually, I couldn't send you anything because even though our college emails were linked because we shared a server.
Yeah.
I couldn't send anything to your college.
Oh, no way.
So I did try it multiple times, and I was just like, oh, it's really unfortunate.
No, but I do have to thank you. Because when we were still in school, as in school,
mm-hmm.
I don't know, this was, I'd say, February, we were coming up to the end of the year, and I said, I'm not going to put any PLCs on my list or whatever. I'm not doing it, I'm going to get into college. I didn't get into college. I got into a PLC that this guy forced me to sign up to, so...
You know the, Curb Your Enthusiasm theme? It's just da-da-da-da.
Yeah.
Just we both did PLCs, and genuinely... I wouldn't be the same person I was without the year because it was so intense. I met so many different people. Did some very weird stuff. Went to Amsterdam.
That explains it.
But I went to my next step was I was going to go on to the one up that I was talking to you about. I went on to do a higher level course. Again, it's a PLC, but it's the next one on. Went for my interview last week and I got grilled, and they said they'd email me by Monday. It's now Wednesday.
Cian, stay positive. That just means they're like, he's so good, we don't need to email him.
I've started taking online court. I'm gonna leave. I can leave. The door's there. They don't see it. The door's there.
I'm sorry.
But yeah, it was such a weird year. And yeah, we only met up twice between the start and the end, which is really weird.
Yeah, because we thought we'd meet up more, but
we were literally 15 minutes away.
Yeah.
But here's the 2 reasons why we did. Stress and alcohol.
Stress and alcohol.
You can't even deny that. The white way around. Keep
Right.
that in. Thanks, Jamie.
We're back.
But
I'm in frame. Look at that. That's great.
look at this. Yeah, the framing's a lot better. You also have a new camera. Talk to the people about cameras, because I don't know.
Okay. Well,
it looks about 5 inches in black, so...
yeah. See, we were originally recording on this really old camcorder. And the problem was that camcorder,
It made us look even worse.
But here's the thing, though. We're on this camera now, which is a DSLR, which is a very high definition, fancy dancy camera. All right? Okay?
Sorry, I zoned out.
Ha 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 ha. So the thing is, all of our flaws are going to be exposed, King.
We might just turn it down to, 240p?
Yeah.
Be fine. It'll just be 2 pixels on the screen.
Just like PamfCast. Yeah.
Just make sure the audio matches it, so it's like... Do you remember... YouTube of 2007 or 8,
Yeah.
where it's really grainy.
I have a question for you though.
Oh no!
All right, the PLC.
Yes.
Was it worth it?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think we had two kind of different experiences when it came to the PLC. For me, I did games design, and I didn't know where I was started, and I didn't know where to go from it. And my coordinators, most of my lecturers, the coursework, it gave me such a look into the industry and what I want to do. And in the end, I came out with experience and knowing that this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
I want to go in and I want to be either a level designer or a games programmer, because it is some of the most fun I've ever had. And if I could get paid to do, I'd just love it.
Yeah.
So yeah, how did your PLC go?
Well, it would be a bit different. I'll put it like this. I learned... Alright, no, I'll put it a different way. I do not regret it, because I learned exactly what I don't want to do.
Yeah.
That's what it did for me.
So you did what exactly?
I did creative digital media, which was a course that was comprised of 8 modules, which film production was one of them, but it was not the most important one for some reason. The most important one was media analysis, which had nothing to do with what I want to do after, say, college. However, over going through the 8 modules, going through a lot of the ones I hated, like media analysis, script writing, that was a fucking train wreck. This year around, we're cursing, by the way.
Yeah, I don't think you were bothered enough to put what was it, the Darth Vader stuff?
Yeah, we used to have Vader breathing whenever we.
That's the other thing. Looking back, and Jamie just showed, we have an unreleased PamfCast from last year, and that's never seen the light of day.
Do you want when we show 1 second
just
of it? just so we can see one part of it.
Yeah, it's just both our necks were in a state for 2 very different reasons. But it's so weird looking back on that, because it's it's a time capsule, and I swear to God, if
it's a nice way of putting it.
If for some reason there's ever over 10 people ever see this, we're just unlisting everything before this year. Because Jesus, it's such a throwback to see us a year ago, 2 years ago nearly now, and just younger and not having, one, the life experience that we have, and two, just the general just we stopped not caring, but what's the word, just we don't, it's just we're so different because we were in different groups, and we were we did different things, and we kind of put up this front of ourselves to kind of be the person that we thought we needed to be. And then over the past year especially, I think both of us have just kind of gone you know what, I'm pretty cool without you guys.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
outie.
As in, right now we're just doing what we love doing a PamfCast.
Oh.
I love drinking. Well, and I really do. Can I just mention, right? We had this made
Over
a year ago, when we were making PamfCasts more or less around every week. They used to say Paris on this poster here, but we got someone to do, say, the full name PamfCast and write over it.
You can still see the I.
Yeah, you can see a bit of the S. But we got someone to change it to PamfCast.
Someone far more talented than us.
Yeah. What's up, baby? No, but basically...
Don't fucking leave.
Yeah, I know. Cut that out.
You won't.
No, but literally with this, it was done for a year ago.
Yeah.
But
it's literally been
we never used it.
I've come over a couple of times, and it's just been in the corner.
Yeah.
And every time we see it, we're just we'll do another one.
We do another one.
And even we've kind of done a different setup, obviously.
Yeah.
We now have a table that possibly is going to break on us one day.
Definitely. I knocked over this mic
but
before we even started recording.
Stuff there's 2 bottles of wine that I remember the start of them, and they were great.
Yeah, as in...
I'm sure the ends were great as well.
Fun fact. This one
We
here,
always talk about this
this
one.
was from New Year's 2017. We recorded a PamfCast. Flashback. Yeah, we're drinking wine today.
Yeah, because it's a nice little Christmassy.
And basically...
Is this like the nostalgia episode for
Yeah,
a
yeah,
year?
yeah, exactly. So every time I say flashback, we're going to cut back to whatever it's from.
Only true Pamfs will remember.
2 people.
But
Yeah, we drank this while doing a PamfCast in 2017.
yeah, that was a good New Year's. It's
Yeah.
a good bottle of wine.
Got really drunk though.
It was mostly after, but like
Yeah.
stuff like that. The other bottle.
What was this from? Do you remember?
No, I came over. It was the one that we drank with your brother.
Yes, right.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
I don't remember
We
when.
listened to that Drake song, and I can't remember what it was. And then you have the little like power shot glass.
Yeah, you got me this actually.
I just
nice
like
whiskey.
love little bits like that.
Yeah, I wanted to just make it look a bit different. You know, like we have a little Fallout bobblehead because
We've done Fallout.
we've done a lot of Fallout stuff. There was even an episode where we
did
had.
yeah. I don't know where that
Fallout.
poster's gone.
No.
That was a good poster though.
You didn't leave it here, so don't blame it on me.
I'm gonna blame it on you now.
I definitely
You just burn it like no one will know. But yeah, it's so weird. Just and I'm so glad we're doing them, and this will become
Yeah.
like a big thing for the summer, and then
Yeah.
going on past that, because it's great to just like catch up and talk about stuff.
Exactly, and the fact that we're both doing our course and waiting to find out what next year holds. I
Yeah.
know we both have jobs, but we still have time to make these
Yeah,
because
I
there's
think-
no
yeah.
say going on a dart every day.
Yeah,
You know.
I suppose like over the last year, it's just been like work, and then study. We just like try not to just get some sleep, because like I was up before the end of my course. I was up for like I'd say 20 hours a day, 22 hours a day, just by just like I just have to get stuff done, and you just end up just working so much when you love, or at least you want to do something well, and you have a great job.
I work in a toy store.
Yeah. But that's the thing, is like everyone just got busy, and it's been a really weird year of
Yeah.
we get a call in like every couple of months, and it'd be literally like an hour standing there like yeah, and we catch up, and then it'd just be like another couple of months, and then another call. And it's just
But
like,
like, here's the thing. This is true friendship, you know, right?
Yeah.
They'd be months apart, but it's like we talked to each other. What was it? 2 days ago?
yeah.
You know, it felt like that.
Yeah,
So-
that's the thing, and especially you came over before I went to the Netherlands, Holland.
He went to Amsterdam.
I went to Utrecht.
He went
okay.
to Amsterdam.
Amsterdam wasn't great, gonna be real. If anyone's ever
Really?
thinking about going to Holland, go to Utrecht, go to like the tops of Zealand, go to Gouda, go to anywhere else that isn't Amsterdam.
Oh, any of these places.
Gouda, like the cheese, but it's pronounced Gouda.
Wait, is that where Gouda cheese is from?
Sweet cheese, it's I miss this. I really miss
Whoa.
this. Yeah.
You know what, Cian? Like,
But yeah, going to places like that was great, because you got to actually experience Dutch culture. You got to see Dutch people speaking Dutch. Dutch people are the nicest people in the world. Hey, Jesus Christ. Day one, I couldn't scan my train ticket coming out of the train station, so I was
Okay.
stuck in the train station trying to get out to the hostel that we were staying at. It was a hotel, but they called it a hostel. It was so nice. Like 7-foot beds. I loved it. I felt comfy. But this Dutch lady comes over to me and starts speaking Dutch, and I'm just like, "Nee Netherlands," and she was like, "Give me this. Don't worry. Are you new here?" And she scans it for me, and I'm like, "Yes, I'm just here." And she's like, "Have a lovely time. Enjoy your stay," and then just walks off. There's a homeless man. We're used to homeless people in Dublin, and
Right.
usually you can smell the drugs. But this homeless man came up to us and he was like, "Listen, I just need €2 for the shelter. It's just down the road. Would you mind giving to it?" This was after we explained we didn't speak Dutch, and he switched to English instantly, which was mad.
oh.
So he was like, I think he asked for like €1 or 50 cents or whatever, and we gave him €2, and he gave us change. Like, just straight up, he was just like, oh, thank you very much. He gave us change, and then just walked on. He was just like, "Thank you so much," and I was like, that was day one. That was such a weird time.
That just sounds like a weird experience.
Yeah, and yeah, we worked for a Dutch company. They were great. They were lovely. They all spoke English better than we do. It was great. They all spoke with English or American accents.
Yeah.
Yeah, because they like watch a lot of American, and like guy we worked right beside every day had an Australian accent, like proper Australian.
Yeah.
And sorry about that, but it was just such a nice place. I would love to go back. Amsterdam was kind of crap though, because it's and this is going to sound weird being actually foreign, but it was just a load of people who weren't Dutch. load of English people, load of Americans.
Really?
Yeah, and like actually like English and American, and it just felt so different. It just felt like Dublin town, which was fine, and we got to experience some of the sights, and we got to walk around. We took stereotypical pictures, visited the red light district, which was hilarious.
Do we have a picture, Cian?
None that we can put here.
Do we have any sort of a picture?
Yes, I do have pictures there's a couple. Yeah, and it was just we were lucky because the people we worked with were super chill, and they gave us all the spots to go to, and we just had a great time. But then when we got back to Utrecht, where we were staying, it was just so much more Dutch. We stayed in a hostel that was a minute away from this like bar. It was called The Bastard, right?
Okay.
The Bastard, and it was like an Irish bar, but it wasn't Irish.
Right.
But we spent a lot of cash and time there, just because.
I'd say so. Yeah.
After work, we'd come back and we'd have dinner, which usually ended up being like really good KFC or Subway. So fresh over there, it's so weird. And then we go to the Bastard for a couple of hours, and then we just wander the town. We were right beside a place called the Dom Tower, which is this massive tower.
Yeah.
One of the people we were with was extremely high one night and looked up at it and just. He was a mixture of scared and surprised and just laughed for about 20 minutes. That was another thing, yeah. There were people on the trip, because there was 5 of us from the college, and we did partake of the Dutch culture in that way. It was a really weird experience that it's so open there.
See,
the Dutch are very open.
Really?
Yeah, like, you think the Irish are very like, oh, we'll joke about anything, but like the Dutch have an extra level to that where they're like, there's no limits.
So it's kind of like Ricky Gervais, where he's like, you can joke about anything.
So there was a person in a wheelchair who was getting annoyed and was told to walk it off. But they don't care. They're just so friendly, and if they ever have a problem with each other, they'll deal with it right there. They're like, oh, is there a problem here? They'll talk about it, and they'll be like, oh yeah, whatever, don't care. And they also way more open about like stuff that we wouldn't be open about. Like they'll talk about like more, I suppose, how would you say this, like they'll talk about sexuality and like that sort of stuff, and they'll just be open about it because it's not like a taboo thing for them. There's very little that's taboo because they're just like, I don't care.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, a very liberal country. So it's always weird when I hear there's like far right extremists in there, because like when I was there, everyone was just nice and just didn't care.
But yeah, you get that as well, where it's like you have, say, far right extremists. But I find when there's ever a place where there's a lot of far right people, the normal people, as in the public, they don't care at all. Yeah. Like that just inspires them to be more rebellious, you know?
Do you remember, and I don't know if you heard this, there was an unfortunate there was an unfortunate event where a fella opened up fire on a tram. And
when was this?
This was a couple of months ago now, actually.
Really?
And the main picture that was circulating it was of a helicopter going around where the train was. That is the stop that we had to get off at one day to walk home. It was that close to where we were staying.
Whoa.
It was really weird.
God.
And it was really... I hadn't heard of the place we were, Utrecht, before going over. And after coming back, a woman from Cork was run over in Utrecht while on Erasmus.
Oh God.
And then the terrorist attack in the train station like 100 metres away. It was so weird to come back and hear about it so often.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite similar, but I had a situation where I went to Paris in April and I got off the plane, and then we had to get a bus into the city, and when we got into the city we were like, okay, we'll get the metro to the hotel. We're in a completely foreign place, we don't have a lot of French, we go down to the metro, gates closed. But the gates were closed and the metro was down, and we're in the city, we're like, what? So we walked around trying to find bus stops, we didn't understand any of it. Eventually we walked to the Arc de Triomphe.
Okay, you got it. You got this?
Yes. So basically when we got there was SWAT everywhere with machine guns. Cars everywhere. So we weren't allowed to go up to it because there was SWAT with machine guns all around it. Apparently there was protests going on. Oh. So most of the city was like being closed down, and there was SWAT with guns. Like there's so many guns over there. It was like, oh my God. So eventually we found a taxi driver who goes, American? And we were like, sure. So
yeah, about that.
Yeah, it's like hamburger, whatever. So then he brought us to the hotel. But it was crazy. Like when I finally got to use the metro the second day when it's back up and running, it ruined the Lewis and the Dart here.
Yeah,
It is so fast and efficient. It is brilliant.
That's the thing with that.
And so easy to use.
Dutch transport came every 5 minutes.
Yeah.
To and from the city, and it would take an exact amount of time, and there would be no hassle. Tap off, tap on. But yeah, even going to like the airport, if any of the trains were late by 30 seconds, the Dutch were there like, where is it? They're very clockwork like that. It's great.
It's just not like Dublin at all.
No.
Dublin is, where's the Lewis? Half an hour late again. It's like, typical.
Where's the Lewis? Might show up.
I think it's on Conley. It's like, yeah.
But it is weird to see people with guns.
Yeah. No, because like
there were some rebellious passengers on our plane going over, and when we landed, like these massive Dutch lads with MP5s strapped,
Jesus.
and like the full on like helmet and goggles.
They have full gear. They
And
look
they're
like
just-
something from Halo.
Like literally.
Like in Paris, like it was full like black suits with the helmets, and it wasn't like clunky SWAT suit. It was all like, it was cool looking. It was like, that looks cool.
The thing is, the two passengers they were like clearly from like Dublin.
Yeah.
And they were putting up so much lip to the air hostesses and people going around, and then these big fuckers came on, and they were like, we'll leave. We'll leave now.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah, they were massive.
No,
though.
because like we're from here. Like we're from here.
We are from
like
here.
yeah, of course. No, but we don't see a lot of armed guard.
No.
Like it's very seldom that we'll see a guard with a gun. It's always pepper spray, the baton, whatever.
Oh, that's as armed as they get.
Yeah, literally no. But like, so going over to a country where guns are around. First of all, I'm very against guns. But being in a country where they're everywhere is just whoa. Like like you forget that that's a thing. You see it on say movies, the news, everything. But when you're actually beside it, you're like, that's a machine that kills people. I'm gonna stay away from that machine. You know.
Yeah, it's really weird to see him in like real life, because then you're like, oh,
as close as you are to me, a guy with a gun.
Yeah.
So.
The Dutch police were great though. I got lost one night, and there was just a gendarme, what they call them in France, gendarmes.
I think so.
Whatever. It was a fell on a horseback anyway.
Right.
Again, armed to the teeth, and I was a little lost. Phone was out of battery, and I was just like, where? They were super nice though. They were always super nice. Don't know why I went so high pitched there, but they were just.
They're super nice. They're super nice.
I just really enjoyed the Netherlands, and I would genuinely like move there for work if I could, but I'm unqualified.
Keen. A few more years, you know.
No, I definitely
grinded in college, you can get it.
I definitely would go back. It's a lovely place, and I'd love to just spend more time there. Really.
Fair enough. Yeah.
That's my take on it.
I loved Paris, but I didn't go for long enough, so I didn't get to see everything. But I think when the first day I got there, it felt very like Dublin. It was like Dublin, but really nice.
It's like Dublin with more pretentious people.
Yeah, it's like baguette.
I think that is a problem that you experience in a lot of European capitals. Is they all feel very similar.
Yeah.
They're very anglicised. They're very just like.
True.
It's I'd love to travel a bit more, but I'd love to travel places like the Netherlands, Denmark, Brussels. Brussels is part of Belgium, and Germany.
Yeah.
Places where they speak perfect English, so I could just like go about my day without having to learn a new language.
Yeah.
Or even Italy, where I could bring along someone who knows it. Italian. Italian.
Italian. Buongiorno.
Pretty. I'll have some of that pasta stuff you have over here.
I remember when I found out that in Italian goodbye is actually ciao,
Yeah, it's
and
ciao.
I didn't believe it. I was like, no, it's not. I was like, oh, it's ciao. All right.
It's ciao ciao.
Ciao ciao.
I always end my conversations with that.
In Portuguese, I'm fairly sure it's ciao as well.
It's something very similar.
There's in my workplace, I'm not going to say Toy Story, there's a guy who's from Portugal, and I'm fairly
The
sure
more
he said it was
times you
ciao.
say Toy Story, it doesn't sound like that. It sounds a lot more adult than I think you mean.
Not that type of toy store. Well, yes.
No,
The one beside Houston.
No. Wait.
You know when you're on the Lewis and you see that like big picture of a girl, and there's an adult store like when you're coming out of the Houston stop.
I don't take the red line.
Do you not know?
No.
Alright.
I'm strictly green line.
This kid.
They've merged the lines though, kind of sucks.
Yeah.
I will forever be against that.
See, the green line, they have a lot of new trams, and they're wider, bigger, more things to hold on to. The red line's the exact same. They're like, that's going to Tallaght, don't do anything.
They're like, it's going to get robbed anyway, it'll be fine.
Yeah, exactly.
But that was a big part, and I suppose that we both went to colleges that weren't right beside each other, and we didn't have it's going to sound weird, but we didn't have like lifts or a way down.
Yeah.
So we found our way every day, which was a weird kind of new experience.
It can be very, for me personally, when I was in Paris, it can be very like daunting at the start when you're trying to understand a different public transport system to the ones you're used to, and especially one that's in a language. Sorry for all the birds, by the way. Sorry, especially in a language that
we're just like standing outside, eyeballing us.
No, but especially in a language you're not fluent in. Yeah, you know, I know bits of French from school, but like I can't have a full on conversation. I just go nihilisticum.
Yeah. I learned a little bit of Dutch while I was over there, just to like.
What's hello?
Hello.
Hello, it's just hello.
They literally just say hello. To be honest.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's
what's like, what's thank you?
Dankjewel.
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 Oh, yeah. It's literally spelled dankjewel.
Dankjewel.
Yeah, literally. And once you say stuff like that, like little phrases like that, like they're just a lot more. They appreciate the effort.
Yeah.
But they'll speak English regardless because I think they know English perfectly.
One thing in Paris here which I noticed, which was a bit of a surprise to me, I was getting a metro. It wasn't a metro. Sorry, it was a train to Disneyland, and the train was a double-decker train.
Yeah.
Like I looked at it, and I was like, no. I have a picture of it right here just so we can see it.
It's great.
But like, it is so cool. Like. I was there and I was instantly like, all right, we're going downstairs just so we can see how low the train is. So like you're sitting down, right? And right here you'll see like it's the window obviously, but it's the platform and you can see people's shoes walking. It's crazy. Like just because we're accustomed to the Lewis and the Dart, which is just one. It's not like a bus. It's just
we really. Being in foreign countries, you realise that Ireland really needs to catch up.
Yeah, with a lot of things. Like Paris is like that. Like the metro, like even the doors, when you press the Lewis door, it's like zzz, the Paris door, dunk. It's just like
it's just straight away.
Dangerous stuff. You can press that while it's not stopped. A kid pressed that as it was like, say we're still moving, opened and we weren't even stopped.
To be fair, once people know that, they just don't.
They just don't. But I feel like if it was in Dublin, it'd be some idiot would just press it.
That's
and walk
what we
out.
call Darwinian evolution. Start kicking out people.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, that was we had some good little adventures there this year, and I think that traveling definitely changes you. Like ever since coming back from the Netherlands,
and we're back. Sorry, a technical difficulty.
So anyway, coming back from traveling, you feel a lot more confident because I went away and I've never kind of like lived on my own. Now I was with roommates and stuff, but it was kind of very much like you go to work, you find where work is, you find where to eat, you get your groceries. Yeah. No one else in my group, because it was split between 2 rooms, no one else would buy food. I was the smart kid who was just like, I'm going to buy like snacks and water.
That's what you need.
So when people were just like, I'm dying for a drink, I'm like, here you go. Yeah, we were with 3, I was with 3 really good lads and one I wanted to kick out the room every day.
You friends with this guy?
No. But the thing is like, I got a Nintendo Switch while I was away. Great purchase.
Oh, brilliant. Yeah.
Tech is so cheap in the Netherlands.
Is it, yeah?
So much. I love it so much. I'm so hyped about the Netherlands. Right, so we're back.
We had a great break, right, Cian?
Yeah, the camera stopped recording and then we had to switch batteries and we also got takeout. A little kebab tray.
Yeah, a few drinks as well.
And what you'll also notice is we look really blown out. We look like we're part of the clan.
Are we very white right now?
We're very white.
Hold on. It's that smooth.
Yeah, I can't do shit with this one.
See, I'm quite the pasty guy, so.
Yeah, we're both kind of pasty, and neither of us.
We're very pasty.
We talk about going away, but we haven't seen the sun in years.
No. If you're gonna go to a sunny place, where would you go?
Jamaica or Italy.
It's very specific.
I really love Jamaican culture. I'm really into reggae music.
Yeah.
And I just think I've met some really nice Jamaicans, and I'd love to see like Kingston. It would be great to see. And Italy, I come from a background of everyone loving Italian culture. My uncle did Italian in college, so he loves it. And I've also been to Italy quite a lot, and I just know I like it. It's good food, good people, and really nice sights. How about you?
A friend of mine recently went to Greece, and I've been hearing stories about his journey in Greece, and it seems brilliant. It seems like so much fun. Like
it seems like fun with a group.
The friend of mine went with a group of people, and the pictures I saw, the stories, I assume it's
our friend that we both have. Yes. Okay, cool.
but it looks like a good time. Last holiday I went on was 26 degrees every day, so it was very warm.
It's not bad, but no
for Paris in April.
Yeah.
Like, and the sun was out as well. So
to put this in context, it hasn't stopped raining in 3 days.
Yeah, it's been very miserable in Ireland. Hence why we're talking about Ireland. Hence why we're talking about sun holidays. But I miss the sun. I want to go to a really warm place.
I'd like to go. I'd like to move somewhere where it's warm.
You went to Spain last summer, didn't you?
Yes.
Last June, yeah.
Yes, I went to Spain last summer. And I think I talked about that. I just love Spain.
We never talked on PamfCast because there wasn't one.
I have no idea. I cannot remember what's on a PamfCast. Yeah, I went to a really cheap area of Spain and I had a pool. I had not free food, but really cheap food, but it was really good and really cheap alcohol, and it was great.
It was a good time.
Yeah, I went with my mum, and it was great. We did nothing. I read like 4 or 5 books. It was great.
Brilliant.
I love doing that. Just sit by a pool, just read and get drunk. Well, get buzzed.
get buzzed. Last summer I didn't go abroad, but I went camping twice. I went to Tremor, and I also went to, that was terrible, but I also went to, I think it was Wexford.
Yeah.
I went to the Strand, I think. But that was a great time, but the only problem was it was 27 degrees every day in a tent.
Yeah, that's not great.
In Ireland in July, and it was the hottest camping trip I've ever been on. Like, when you're in the tent... No, but like when you're in the tent, it was just like you
it's a greenhouse.
Feel,
yeah.
It wasn't
I'm not a massive fan of like Irish heat. Like even today, like it was humid or like it's buggy. It's dark, it's stormy, it's raining, but you still sweat. Yeah. And that's just not fun.
Yeah, it's June. All of May was cloudy. This is a really miserable summer so far.
Yeah, it's not been great. But it's
last year was a hell of a lot better.
Yeah. But it wasn't even... Maybe it'll get better in June and July.
We shall hope.
We shall really hope.
Get the old Hawaiian shirts on.
I'll wear a Hawaiian shirt like tomorrow.
Cut to a picture of Cian in a Hawaiian shirt on a PamfCast.
There's a lot of pictures of me in Hawaiian shirts.
There are a lot, yeah.
I like Hawaiian shirts because they're just funky.
You wore one to New Year's in my house here before.
And you got me one from
your birthday last year.
Yes, you did. I wore that.
It was a Christmas one, wasn't
it? Yeah. No.
Yeah, it was.
That is their one, but the one that was like the Hawaiian. No, you're right. Sorry.
I got you a Christmas one.
Yeah, I've worn that quite a lot. That fits really nice. It's a really soft shirt.
Pennies, I find pennies no matter what size. Like, it's really just.
Marks is also doing a range of summer shirts, and I've talked to them, and I'm getting one in, because they only had them in like really small sizes. Like I'm talking like kid sizes. It's like, hey, do you do this in like something that's bigger? Because they had like an adult model with it on, and they were like, oh yeah, we can get that in if you want. And I was like, yes.
So speaking of Hawaiian shirts, I recently bought this, which I'm never gonna wear because.
Is this a Hawaiian shirt?
Yeah. It's a very vibrant yellow Hawaiian shirt. Look at this thing. It is though. Come on, like what is? It's see-through as well.
Paper thin.
Like it is the worst shirt I've ever paid for.
Hang on.
Yeah, Cian's gonna clean his glasses with it. But I tried it on, and you could see my nipples through it.
Oh, things I didn't need to know, Joe.
But yeah,
we're in a studio, I swear, not your bedroom.
Some Hawaiian shirts are good. Others are not.
Yeah, I like Hawaiian shirts with actual pattern. Like the Hawaiian shirts that don't have, I find them kind of bland and boring.
Yeah.
I like shirts with like checks as well, just because like they're just comfy. And I have like a load of these that I have to wear eventually. So it's like, first PamfCast back, we're doing this.
We're doing it. See, I'm just in this jumper, I always wear hoodies and
TK
stuff.
Knacks.
TK Knacks, yeah.
But,
exactly. Can I just talk about our decor today? Like, we have some great pop culture things here. We have a Vault-Tec Vault Boy right here.
Yeah, we were talking about the fact that you may have burnt that poster of mine. Is that an actual, like, Game of Thrones dragon egg? We've talked about it.
It's a money bank from pennies. Yeah, it's probably about 5 cents now.
No, yeah. No, you're freaking broke. Broke
Really?
this bitch.
Wait. Oh, magic.
I make money.
I mean, this is my favourite thing. It's a replica
may
of
have
the
talked about
almanac
this
from
so
Back to the Future. Beautiful.
Still haven't, like, fully watched those, really, to be honest. Or maybe half. I'm not sure.
They're on Netflix.
Yeah. No, I think I've watched the first one now.
No.
I can never remember, because I know I definitely have them saved. My Netflix watch history is hard, because if I'm like designing games and stuff, or if I'm 3D modeling or whatever, or if I'm making like horrible collages of your face. Do you remember your birthday card?
Yes.
Yeah.
Still have that. Cue to it right here.
But I have that. I'll have that on one screen, and then I'll have like my Netflix open on another, and I'll watch stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And I've watched so many things that I couldn't remember. Like if they're like, "Oh, you've watched this on Netflix. What was it about?" I'd be like,
It was me on my computer. Dunno.
But yeah, it's like that's why Netflix is great. And I also end up watching like a load of Twitch streams and like YouTube. It's great. That's why I love what I do, because I'm in such a flow with it, and a lot of it I can just do by memory. So I don't need to like have quiet or anything. So I can just like tappity type and it's done.
Yeah. Do you have a take, right, on going to the gym?
What do you mean? Do I have a take in it?
As in, what do you think? As in, would you go to the gym?
I have weights at home, and I walk around my area, and then I just like when I don't drink like a bastard. It's very. I've done the keto diet for a while.
Really?
It's
What's that like?
I just eat a load of steak and bacon. It's great, and eggs. But yeah, you shed weight instantly. But like over the last couple of weeks, I've been like going out a lot, and like I haven't stuck to it. And the thing is, because you're going from burning fats to burning sugars, you like put on so much weight very quickly afterwards.
Really?
What you have to do is, if you're going off it, you really have to just kind of build up to it.
Right. Okay.
I didn't, but it's really handy. It's really good, and I'm gonna stick to it for the next like multiple months because it's really good for your health as well.
Yeah. Like the only experience I have with like say changing a diet would be calories wise. Like it wouldn't even be.
Calories aren't even like I looked a lot into it like dietitian recently. Like calories, if you count calories, you have to have a really specific lifestyle for that to actually help.
Yeah. See, with me, like as I told you before, like I did my weight loss thing. What I did, like I only did one thing, and that was I stuck to 1,500 calories a day for about a year, and then I lost however so weight, and yeah, it worked.
I lost a number. See, the great thing is with the keto diet, you can eat whatever you want once it doesn't have carbs or sugar, which is great. You don't have to, like I could have like 4 steaks for breakfast and still continue eating, it'd be fine. It's because the way your body processes like carbs and sugar, and it's all to do with a lot of it's to do with your insulin levels as well. So it's I looked way too far into this, and I'm like, I love this so much, like, and it's the reason why I stuck to it for a while, and I keep researching because I don't want to, because there are flaws to it, and people have said flaws, and I'm looking to make sure that it isn't like going to kill me.
Fair. Like
it's not
4 steaks for breakfast doesn't sound.
No, it's fine. It's all to do with like even your cholesterol and heart rate and all that shit. It's all down to the way your body processes carbs. So if you cut out carbs, there is no such thing as a necessary carb. We need necessary fats and proteins, but no necessary carbs. It's interesting, and I know a lot of people would think, oh, you need it for a balance. Yeah, if you're going to be weightlifting or if you're trying to like gain muscle, it's a shit diet. But I sit on my computer for 16 hours a day.
That's very
fair. I have like a meal.
Man. My diet at the moment, I don't have a specific diet. I literally just eat whatever I want.
Yep.
And you know, it's working kind of. Yeah.
You also go to the gym now, though.
I do, yeah. It balances out, but you know, I don't eat healthy at all.
No, that's fine. Yeah. Once, life's not that long,
no,
so I
really.
I would say just have fun with what you're doing.
Exactly.
Yeah, go on a diet. Like I'm gonna go on a diet, shed the extra person who's around me, and then I'll go from there. But it's not something that it's a very kind of like personal thing.
Yeah.
You do it for you, never do it for other people.
No, I would never do it just to. I don't know where this is going. Never mind. Never mind.
No, you never do it for like other people, and you never do it for anyone but yourself.
There's a set of wrong reasons and right reasons to change your.
I wouldn't even say that. It's just once you think once you're happy doing it, once it doesn't make you unhappy. Because if something makes you unhappy, it's not going to last.
No.
And that's why a lot of diets don't work. That's why a lot of hobbies don't work, is because you're not having fun. And like, I know plenty of people who have started playing guitar, who've started making games, and they just stop. Because they realise, oh, I'm not having fun. Right? Take this year, for instance, in my course. We started with 26 people.
Mm-hmm.
On any given day, towards the end of the year, you're talking 11 people will show up.
Man.
Because people realise they aren't cut out for it, or they aren't committed enough to it, or they're just doing too many drugs. That's a real reason someone dropped out.
Yeah, it's the exact same thing in my course. See, when we started, people were like, I'm really going to give this my all. I'm going to get 8 distinctions. But, like, what was becoming obvious was these people weren't enjoying the course. They didn't like it. And because they didn't like it, they were like, they go back into that rhythm of not giving a shit.
Yeah.
Like exactly what they did in school. No study, no homework, nothing. And
But I suppose the other thing is, this course we did were kind of hard. Because you have to fit, like, a couple of years' worth of work into 1 year.
Yeah.
Which is kind of mad when you think about it. Like, the reason I'm not going on to, and I've talked to you about this, the next year in, I'm not going to say it, but the next course that I could have gone on to do, and I know a lot of my friends are doing, the reason why I'd never go on to do it is it takes things way too slow for me. And I like kind of like that fast pace, like, keep it up. I like getting a lot of stuff done.
I'm doing the exact same thing, as in my course I was offered an advanced course in the same thing I'm doing, but I looked on, say, what I was doing this year. It would be very similar, and I talked to people in the advanced course. It's too slow.
Yeah.
They don't get it done like a university first year of college. It's too slow.
But even the well, I'm talking about university first year of college, the one
Really?
it's just because it drags what we did in 1 year out to 4 years, and there'd be more.
Oh right, sorry, I'm getting it wrong. Yeah.
No, but like no, even still, it's just everyone finds a way. And if I could have told myself this last year, is like not to stress out about like the leaving and like what will you do after. Like everyone, and I have friends doing the leaving this year, and they're super stressed out. They're like, oh, I'm gonna fail everything. It's like, if I could have told myself last year what I know this year, it's just like it'd be fine because I wouldn't trade this year for anything. I've had a fantastic year. I've gotten opportunities. I've become more myself. I've met some fantastic people, and I'm way more confident in what I do now. And that's something that you can't experience until you do it.
And that is brilliant. No, but like I had to make a moment out of that.
But
because
like,
that is brilliant. Come on.
I mean, like, you can even tell, even though you didn't enjoy it, like, you know what you don't want to do.
Exactly. Like I wouldn't do anything differently because last year I didn't have a choice. It was either do the PLC or do nothing.
Well, not even that, but like, do you think you would have been happier doing what you did this year in college and wasting that year? Do you think you would have continued it on?
No, like I mean, as in say, like even if I didn't get the PLC last August, I probably just would have
done it this year.
Yeah, probably I'd take a gap year, travel around, maybe I don't know, but you know,
I may be doing that still if I don't get accepted now and had my acceptance letter.
I think the hardest thing in this country is like, as in for people our age trying to get into college. So many people get into college their first try, easy. Yeah. But if you don't get in that first try and you're leaving cert, it is so hard.
It's not even
to get in.
Yeah, you are right. But the thing is, and this isn't me trying to like be cocky or whatever, but I'm more capable than a lot of people I know in like second or third year of the games courses that I've talked to, where they're just like, there are people who go into it and they just scrape a pass and everything.
Yeah.
And they'll still come out with a degree, even though like I have a decent portfolio now, and I'm not being looked at to go on to other courses because I don't have the points to go into it or whatever. And it's just like, it's really hard to get a job as well. Yeah. Like, it's like that thing of entry-level job, 10 years experience required for an unpaid internship. And that's a genuine offer that has passed my doorstep. Mm-hmm. And it's just, it's insane to think that. It's insane to think that you need so much experience for nothing. But every other country has it done differently. Ireland is just really poor when it comes to giving younger people jobs.
Yeah, like I had a teacher, you know this teacher back in school, and he was saying that it's very hard in Ireland to really get ahead because sometimes you have to have the right accent and you have to have the right secondary school on your CV. Yeah. You know, and especially with the points as well. If you don't have the really high points, you won't get into, say, Trinity or UCD or sometimes even DIT. You know, they're just really hard colleges to get into if you don't have the points. And like for me, I've come to terms with it, but for other people as well, like it can be
demoralizing as all hell.
Like it's like, am I not as good as some of the people who are in there? But a lot of times, the people that don't get in are better. Yeah.
And I can definitely say that for a lot of people who were in my course this year who have been denied multiple years in a row.
They're better.
They're much better than a lot of people I see.
They're more motivated and they just didn't get that step a year ago.
And what I love to see is the people in my course who maybe didn't do great this year. And I know two fellas that are absolutely fantastic coders. And they should get a job right now because they're fantastic and they have such a way with doing it. They really have like a workaround for everything. They're fantastic, but they didn't do great in other modules, so it means they're not seen as anything for the college that we all wanted to go to.
Yeah.
Because we went to an open day to this college, someone that we went to the last year. Do you remember it?
Yes.
Yeah, right. And we went, and someone asked the question, "Oh, do you accept students from PLCs?" And their response was like, "Yeah, but it's awkward. Like it's too awkward for them to do anything." So they don't actually look at people from PLCs really, and it really, that was the time that I was there. They don't have computers. They don't give computers to games design students.
Yeah.
And it's maddening, because the course I went to this year, they were well equipped, their staff were well equipped, and if they gave the students from this year, they just said, listen, we can do 3 more years with the same staff, we would be on such a roll, because the people who work there, the people who study there, they're some of the nicest and most genuine people, and they were the hardest working people I've ever met. And it's really unfortunate that nothing can happen. You scared me. Also, by the way, there's like 5 minutes of footage of me whispering into that mic.
Oh yeah, I saw.
So yeah, Jamie is completely whipped. It's great.
I'm not whipped.
Right. So we have like 9 minutes. So
Yeah.
right. Final questions. This is going to be really short, but fuck it, we have time. This is going to become a more regular thing, and we've said this so often, but it really has to. It'd be really nice.
I know. I want to be real here, right? I don't care if anyone watches this or not. I love doing this, and I want to keep doing it. What about you, Cian?
It's great.
Isn't it? Yeah. Imagine we actually just faced the camera when we did
This would be really creepy. I wouldn't watch this.
Just like, hi.
See, I sit here because it's like a mini talk show.
It is,
because we can just we can chat face to face, and then the camera's just on us, so that's fine. So because no one wants to see the fucking face on profile of either of us. Fuck
no, it's a bad sign, isn't it?
But here's the thing. Yeah, it's great to do this. It really it gives us a reason to just hang out and meet up. And I think it would be nice just to do this and have it like a consistent upload, and maybe just do other things and just see where it goes, because we have great fun like collaborating on shit and just working together.
Yeah,
and it'd be nice to do more stuff. And also, we're never letting this Pamf joke die.
No, as in we are still never telling anyone what it means.
As in like
nobody knows what a Pamf is.
This is like nearly a 2-year-old joke now.
Yeah.
And it's just like maybe like 4 people know what it means. It's great.
I'd say so, yeah.
And it's funny, even though if we don't talk for a couple of months, it's still like what we come back to. It's like our like rebound point. And it's just nice to have.
Isn't
so
it?
there will be more of us. And,
Definitely.
if you're subscribed to this and you can't remember who we are, that's Jamie, I'm Cian, and this has been the first PamfCast. It was like PamfCast 2.0.
The new PamfCast. PamfCast 2!
Return of the Jedi. Return of the Sith.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I think that'll do us.
That'll do
for
us.
today.
Thank you so much for watching.
We will do one of these shitty outtakes. Whoa.
No, we're keeping it recorded because we don't do that. We're sorry. We'll never do that again. I'm sorry.